Join us on part 1 of our Estonia adventure, from Tallinn's medieval streets to walking across the Lahemaa Bog. I wonder how many perfectly preserved bodies there are in here. Exploring an abandoned Soviet relic.
What they made in here would be a secret.
I'm not sure if we're even supposed to be in here. And discovering old castle ruins. This journey's packed with history, mystery and hidden gems you don't want to miss. Good morning and welcome to a rainy, wet day in Finland. We are heading on the ferry today to Estonia. So come along, it'll be fun. So our ferry's arrived, the My Star ferry. Looks like they have little suction things to suck it into place rather than ropes, which I thought was funny. I will be loading shortly on our way to Estonia. The boat was massive, like a giant cruise ship. So we're on board, looks busy, big ship. We tried to find somewhere to sit, we finally found somewhere just here, that'll do. It's a 2-hour crossing from Helsinki to Tallinn, and we had a smooth crossing. So we've just arrived in Estonia. It's sunny here, and we're just going to go find somewhere to park so we can go and explore the old town. It's a bit overwhelming having to try and navigate a city after being in the wilderness for so long, and there's trams here too to deal with. Well, that's pretty cool. Look at this. First thing we saw was the old Russian Orthodox Church. But first, a little history. Estonia has been passed around over the centuries. Danish and German crusaders conquered it in the 1200s, and after Denmark sold its territory in 1346, it came under the Livonian Order, part of the Teutonic Knights. Sweden took control in the late 1500s until the Russian Empire gained it after the Great Northern War in 1721. So that's why there's a Russian Orthodox Church sitting at the top of a hill. It was really striking with its bulbous onion domes, and it's got to be the coolest church I've ever seen. It's called the Alexander Nevsky Cathedral and was built in the late 1800s when Russia was still in charge. Estonia declared independence in 1918, but during World War II it was occupied by the Soviets, then the Nazis, and then the Soviets again. It wasn't until 1991 that Estonia restored its independence, and it stayed that way ever since.
This buttress here, you can see the slots for firing arrows out, and just above them there's the chutes for pouring the nasty stuff down on people that want to come in. The size of these biscuits, Mike.
Far out, it's not even a bad price for the size of that biscuit. Oh, I want one of those biscuits. Oh, we've got to try the cinnamon buns here. Should we get one to share? Just found the square. We're going to sit down and have our cinnamon roll with cardamom in it.
So it's nice, warm and spongy. Get that nice taste of cinnamon to start off with. Then the taste of cardamom comes through. It's delicious.
We wandered through the old town of Tallinn with no real aim, just soaking in the atmosphere, trying to imagine how it would have been hundreds of years ago. The hustle and bustle of traders calling out their prices, cartwheels rattling over the cobbled stones, bring out your dead, guild banners and crests hanging from the walls. It would have been incredible.
So at the pepper sack, you can actually see the sack of pepper hanging. Windows one above the other, and the pulley system at the top to pull the sacks up.
I'm not sure why anyone would want to go to a museum of torture. It was kind of eerie walking around Tallinn's alleyways. We didn't see it, but there's a street here with a house with a sealed window. Legend has it, a wealthy stranger arrived in the middle of the night, wanting a room for a secret celebration. As the party raged, locals heard screams. When morning came, the stranger was gone, and their room was burned from the inside. It was boarded up and never been opened since. Some say it's cursed. Others say it's the devil, and he never left. We continued our walk around Tallinn's quirky streets, just taking it all in. This pretty pink building is actually Toolse Castle. Why was it painted pink, I hear you ask? Because back in the late 1700s, Russia had a woman in charge, Catherine the Great. She was a famous ruler and wanted to give the old fortress a Baroque makeover. The pink wasn't just for fun though. It was meant to soften the stone walls and make the castle look elegant and powerful. Now the castle houses Estonia's parliament, so it's not all just history, it's where the country's most important decisions happen. And see that tall tower? It's called Tallinn. Every morning the Estonian flag goes up with the national anthem, and every evening it comes down to another song. We ate dinner out at a local restaurant, and it was really delicious. Good morning and welcome to another day. We've just left the town of Tallinn and we're heading to the Lahemaa National Park. Gonna go do a bog walk. We're just taking a walk to see a bog. Just hope we don't get swamped by mosquitoes. I'm ready for the mosquitoes if they decide to attack me. Mike's tough.
I'm not.
Well, it does seem weird looking through this. We had a bog walk lined up we wanted to do. It sounds gross, eh? But it's actually quite cool. I'll tell you why. Ferry Bog is one of Estonia's most famous peat bogs. We walked along a wooden boardwalk that wound through twisted little pine trees. It feels untouched, probably because you'd sink and drown if you stepped off the boardwalk. Even if you did, you wouldn't disappear completely. That's because bogs are great at preserving things. Because the water is low on oxygen and packed with peat, things don't rot like they normally would. Archaeologists have found ancient tools, animals, even human remains in bogs, perfectly preserved after thousands of years. So Ferry Bog is basically a time capsule. The bog here is ancient. The peat beneath is up to 7 metres deep, built up over thousands of years, and it grows by 1 millimetre a year. It's also full of life. Tiny insect-eating plants, birds, frogs and bugs all hang out here. This part of the boardwalk was ridiculously narrow. As we walked along, I wondered what would happen if we met someone coming the other way. What if I fell off? Would I sink and be preserved forever in the murky depths below? Wonder how many perfectly preserved bodies there are in here. This is our beautiful campsite tonight. We're paying for it. It's at a camping ground because we desperately needed a shower, laundry and dump our toilet. But it's pretty nice as far as campsites go in Estonia. This was actually our first paid campsite in months. Apart from Holland at the very start of our trip, every night in Norway and Finland has been free. It was a perfect place to sit and watch the sunset over the Baltic Sea. Good morning, afternoon actually. Welcome to another day. We had a nice rest at the campground last night. We're just in Estonia heading east. You can tell some of these towns, they've got sort of post-Soviet era buildings like that old watchtower. You feel like you're getting close to Russia. Yeah, and a lot of these buildings look like they're all abandoned buildings, possibly from Soviet times too when the Russians pulled out. They just got abandoned. Kind of a bit of an eerie feeling with a bit of history. Just stumbled upon some ex-Soviet buildings here. It's quite eerie, really. I think they've just been abandoned. Goes a long way back. It's really cool. I just don't know why someone doesn't come and do it as a door-upper. Imagine that. And the ocean is just here. The Baltic Sea is just here. Be a great door-upper, set it up as a hotel or something. Yeah. You could have spooky murder mystery things. You could even dress up. Pretty cool way. These places just been abandoned, just left as they were. There's still curtains in there. I'd love to go and explore them, but they've got gates across and I don't want to get shot. That would be kind of cool, wouldn't it, Mike?
This is the entranceway where the workers would go in, and the guards here making sure they don't escape. Let's go and explore. Ooh.
It's a bit spooky. I'm not sure if we're even supposed to be in here.
So we have a large factory along here, all the windows out. What they made in here would be a secret, kept by the Soviets.
He's making it sound intriguing, isn't he? This is really spooky. We're just going to try some smoked fish. So this is the smoked fish. It's perch. Give it a go. Well, that smoked fish was delicious. Probably too many bones in it for my liking, but it was very tasty. I just feel like this is really cruisy. We're just cruising around the northeast part of Estonia, and it's relaxing and different. I like the fact that it's quite different. What have you got to say about it, Mike?
Yeah, I just like it when we get off the beaten track and just stumble across things.
There's certainly a lot of larders here. I really want to take one home with me. They're so cool. I guess they're just another post-Soviet gift to the country. Going to take a look at some old castle ruins. We took a walk to Toolse Castle. It was built back in the 1470s to guard trade routes across the Baltic Sea and to show off the power of the knights of this region. But it didn't stay strong for long. By the late 1500s, during the Livonian War, the castle was already falling apart. The Swedes took it over for a while, but time, battles, and the sea slowly chipped away its walls. Pretty cool, isn't it? Apart from that big mosquito buzzing around.
So this area signifies the northernmost part of the Roman Empire. So it reached a long way up from Rome.
Now all that's left are these dramatic ruins right on the Baltic coast, where nature is slowly taking over. Grass and shrubs creeping through the stones, and the wind and waves shaping the fortress just as much as history once did. But how cool is it to think this is original bits of castle from the 1400s? It's surreal, isn't it? It's that time of day, we're looking for somewhere to camp. Not that much choice in Estonia, not for freedom camping, so I think we might just go to a camping ground, it just might be easier. We found a cheap camping ground and settled in for the night. Next episode we visit Lahemaa, a town once so secret it wasn't even on the map, and Narva, where Estonia's castle faces Russia's fortress across the river.